When we look at this question, obviously it's not possible to equalize the denominators and then perform the addition or subtraction operations here. Because when you look at this question, you see this. The denominators are 8, 17, 11, 23. Similarly, 11, 23, 8, and 17. In this question, these denominators don't seem like they can be equalized. So how are we going to solve this question without equalizing the denominators? If you want to try this question yourself, be sure to pause the video and try to solve it. And don't forget to mention in the comments how you solved it. Now, when we look at this question, is there anything that catches your attention? Yes, I do. This is what catches my attention in this question. There's something like this in this question. If you noticed, look, there's an 8 on top and an 8 on the bottom. There's a 17 on top and a 17 on the bottom. There's an 11 on top. There's an 11 on the bottom. There's a 23 on top and a 23 on the bottom. So the denominators on the top and bottom are equal to each other. There are fractions where the denominators are equal both on the top and the bottom. So how can we solve this question without making the denominators equal? Let's try to solve that now. Here's what I want to do here. I want to assign a letter to the entire fraction on the top. In the same way, I also want to assign a letter to the entire fraction on the bottom. I want to call the entire fraction on the top x. And I want to call the entire fraction on the bottom y. Let's go ahead and write these down below. So 1 over 8 minus 11 over 17 plus 4 over 11 minus 21 over 23 equals x. Following the exact same procedure as before, 7 over 11 subtracted by 2 over 23 plus 7 over 8 subtracted by 6 over 17 is found to be equal to the value of y. So what are you going to do next? What you need to do next is very simple. I need to process the terms above together with the ones below. What I mean by processing is this. They can be added side by side or subtracted side by side. I want to combine the fractions below with the ones above and perform an operation. As a result of this operation, I want to arrive at an integer. If I add or subtract these terms side by side and reach an integer as a result, from there, I can isolate and express x and y in terms of each other from the equation. Come on, let's do these operations together. Does this catch your attention here? When I look at the terms above, 1 over 8, 7 over 8, minus 11 over 17, minus 6 over 17, 4. Over 11, 7 over 11, minus 21 over 23, minus 2 over 23. It seems like if we add these terms side by side, we'll always get a whole number. So let's add these terms side by side. Now, when we add these terms side by side, you'll see this. When I add these terms, this is what I'll see. Look, watch. If you add 1/8 and 7/8, you'll get 8/8. In the same way, if you add the negative fraction 11/17 and the negative fraction 6/17, you'll get minus 17/17. So, looking at the result, that's exactly minus 17. Divided by positive 17. Again, does something catch your attention here? If you add 4 11s and 7 11s, you'll get 11 11s. So that's plus 11 over 11. Again, does this catch your attention? Minus 21 over 23, minus 2 over 23. When I add them, I'll get minus 23 over 23. And if you add the right side of the equation, you'll get x plus y. Here's what I did here. I added the fractions above and below side by side. I performed the same operation on the right side of the equation as I did on the left side. Now, something interesting has come up. Come on, let's focus on this interesting result together. On the left side of the equation, you'll see that 8 divided by 8 gives 1. In the same way, you'll see that 17 divided by 17 gives 1. Similarly, you'll see that 11 divided by 11 gives 1. And likewise, you'll see that 23 divided by 23 gives 1. Equals x plus y. We paid attention to the following here. The signs in between were minus plus minus. Similarly, we made sure it remained in the form of minus plus minus. Now, did you see this? Here's the interesting thing. Plus 1 minus 1. Plus 1 minus 1. When they cancel each other out, only 0 remains on the left side of the equation. On the right side of the equation, there is x plus y. At this point, I can say the following. You can move x or y to the other side. If you move x to the other side, it becomes minus x. It turns into minus x equals y. In fact, in the question, you can see this. Look, what did I call the whole top part? I called it x. And I called the whole bottom part y. So x will be on top and y will be on the bottom. So actually, the expression being asked is just as I see here, x over y. So then let's show here that the expression being asked is x over y. From here on, it's very easy to find this. Now, wherever I see y here, I can write minus x instead. Look, right here, wherever I see y, I will need to write minus x. Come on, let's write it. Because you had found y as minus x here. I'm going to substitute minus x in place of y. If you substitute minus x in place of y, you'll encounter something like this. You'll get something like x over minus x. And here, in x over minus x, the x's cancel out. The answer is simply found to be minus 1. So while solving this question, it turns out there was no need to equalize the denominators. Yes, under normal circumstances, you can't perform addition or subtraction without equalizing the denominators. But here, since the denominators are unrelated to each other, you definitely had to solve this question in a different way without equalizing the denominators. And that's exactly how we solved it. Keep in mind, in questions like these, giving a quick tip or assigning an unknown to the entire expression gives us an advantage. If you want more questions like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Sending kisses to all of you. See you next time. Goodbye.